I like Talia more for the comp, but for the damage issue, I like the Victor.
Yeah.
He could also do something completely different and play like Mel or something else and just try not to interact with the Rise, but that's just so unlikely.
And it's Showmaker, right? He's found a lot of success on the Victor, and so I think that this makes a lot of sense for comfort reasons.
Yeah, he's been so dominant in lane on this pick that he can generate an advantage on his own. And it is so funny to me. I mean, I guess funny is not the right word, but somewhat ironic is it's going to be Fury. So not the greatest setup for an Fury in this draft, but we'll get to that later. I just find it interesting that when we think about Showmaker's most recent picks and his most recent dominance in lane,
But I mean, does seem like a cool idea.
Cocoa, you know, you got to drink it like you said.
Yeah, exactly, and it's got to be cold weather while you do it. And it's all right. Smash going to find a deadly flourish here. Is Diablo with a very preemptive barrier. Gets a lot of value out of it, though, as we can see. Q misses there from Korea.
Prodding back to the lane. We'll be able to get some of these minions. Actually, looks like we'll get all of them.
Yeah.
But this is exactly what we're talking about. It's like 5 mid-bans, and Showmaker's like, cool, I'm 15 CS up.
Yeah. He was probably always going to play the Victor anyway. As she was going to burn down, we have to remember that this is Kingan's Rumble. He is so good at this champion. It's, oh my god. As we say it, the Harpoon just barely misses.
Kingan's going to get 6, by the way. Shiu just used his shield. I don't know if he can back there.
Eve in advantage in this bottom lane.
Yeah. Playing the Ezreal out very, very well here. As
really
now
nice
they're going in.
Flourish. Yeah, Lucid actually holding onto the flag and drag just in case he needs it to escape, and he is going to use it for exactly that reason. Scout now going to be walking on over. The Arcane Storm goes down, and Scout now having to ghost over towards his teammates. Lahen's looking a little worse for wear, as the Magical Journey going to be taken a very short distance.
This is going to be anxiety.
Oh my goodness, there's a flag and drag. Down goes Lahen's, as Scout's now in a lot of trouble. Sponge is at about 100 health, and Smash flashes on top of them and reloads all over the place, and then dies. But Diablo is now looking for Korea, who just smashes him with a Q. That is 3 dead on the side of Nongshim, and D+ pick up 4 kills. Kingan also has the equalizer, obviously. Sponge and Lucid just doing battle with one another. Some more daggers will fly. And it's kind of unfair, isn't it, that Sponge can press Q twice, but Lucid can't. That's the release date for you. As now Korea taking a fair bit of damage, but also able to lock down Sponge, who goes up into the sky and then has to flash to get the heck out of there. Oh, Deathfire Touch is going to kill him! And D+ get another one.
Okay, Lahen's also in trouble.
The world's smallest Magical Journey, as Lahen's is... Yeah, dead. Yeah.
In this game. As here, it's just not only the Blackfire Touch, but the Blackfire Torch as well. He's like, how did I kill him? He forgot about his burn damage.
Yeah. Team is 3,000 gold down.
They're losing everywhere, is the real thing. This is a good try. Good try.
All right, well, Scout is going to see whether he can find an angle as the Tempered Fate does come on through. That is just going to buy some time for Smash, though, as they do line up the Cosmic Bind in Korea, doing his very best to distract them, and Smash is barely taking damage. Now the curtains are getting called. Is Lahen's. Oh, dear. Diablo's going to have to tank that one up for him, as, yeah, it just takes so much damage. And Lucid, oh, dear. Lahen's is in one-shot range, isn't he? Flag, drag, kill. And let's see whether Lucid is able to go for it here. Just trying to intercept some backs. As the Cataclysm comes down, Diablo able to get out of there, and oh god, they just baited him. Shovel wouldn't have fallen for that.
Okay. Showmaker's like, whatever, I got the whole turret. It's fine.
Wait a second. There's an ulti from Sponge as well. As he's like, Lucid's my favorite jungler. I'm going to do the same thing that he did. And unfortunately for D+ Kia, Sponge is not going to die. He was going to make that one happen.
Even though he dies there, Nongshim are still 3,000 gold behind us. They're going to look to TP on the Showmaker. Get that bounty.
Well, he's walking. He's going to flash as there's the Tempered Fate. Showmaker tries to get in, but is unable to get there. That was a better one from Lahen's. And even the True Shot Barrage able to help tidy up that wave. As now Lucid wants to be able to grab Double Dragon. He will successfully do that. In a row.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Yeah, so we will have an Infernal in this game. It's kind of fun. As Lahen's not going to get knocked up, but he's still taking a lot of damage. Another Cataclysm does come down as Sponge able to flip out of the way, but Lahen's not able to do that, as there is at least a Realm Warp to save the Neferi, but Doggo going to have to go home, and Scout is in a Gravity Well, not having a great time, as now Lucid just going to babysit the Rise.
We're fighting in the bottom lane.
Yep, Lahen's going to have to flash on top of Showmaker here. The Equalizer goes down, Tempered Fate. I mean, it kind of works like a stopwatch here for Showmaker. I'm not sure about that one. As Lahen's is dead, Korea is going to be able to look at the Rumble as well to help out. As Smash's barrier is going to absorb a lot of that True Shot barrage. And Chiu looking for an angle towards Scout. Still kind of mind-boggled by the Lahen's ulti, as the curtains are being called here onto Scout. Actually finds Diablo in the backline, and one more shot. Chiu, okay, just goes all out, pulls him out of the curtain call, but doesn't really care about that. The last bullet did go through, and there's the Q to take down Scout. Flash in from Chiu. They do manage to take down Sponge, and Chiu's just kind of going ballistic. Looking for Diablo, doesn't hit the Q. And so the Ezreal will live. Might actually be able to do a bit of work here to Chiu, but he just...
Oh, that Tempered Fate.
In the meantime, though, we do have a Drake started up here by Nongshim. Cataclysm goes down immediately, though. Knock up City here for Lucid. As Lahen's, the Arcane Storm, not going to catch him, but Scout is very, very dead. The Death Ray is what finishes off Lahen's in the end, as now Sponge having to flash away. The Equalizer is just something that Showmaker wants to bask in as he picks up a triple kill. They'll grab themselves the soul point at the same time, and Nongshim are closing in on a 10,000 gold disadvantage as the Baron next thing on the menu.
Dear good sirs.
And half of that gold lead is just Showmaker. That's the crazy thing about this. They used all their bans on him, and he is the most fed in the game. As Lucid sees 3 people come over, just decides to casually finish his Raptor camp, watches Korea die.
Insane degree, which is what's happening here as well.
Well, there's another Arcane Storm going down. Kingen taking a lot of damage from the Death Ray. And yeah, this is a lot of value. Look at how huge that Arcane Storm is.
And it just does funny things.
Hey, there we go.
Scout, I would like to tell you to leave.
Well,
I can't because you can't hear me.
Shu is, just going to go in, isn't he? And taxis his way out via Scout. Lahen's is able to get over there. I just don't know whether that's where he wants to be, as the Cassante is able to wipe out Lahen's, who he hit, I think, maybe twice in that whole series of events. Korea going to have to flash out of the way of Kingen, who does manage to burn down the Karma, but will have to sacrifice himself for it. Sponge is underneath the turret for some reason.
What?
And the curtains are going to get called. I don't ask questions, Wolf. Sponge, he's flipping, and Smash will find him.
Fury while the rest of his team was fighting. In live, more death.
Well, it is indeed a deadly flourish, is it not?
Yes.
Then I think the Victor did a lot of that work. As Scout is in a little bit of an awkward spot. Lahen's is backing, and the Arcane Storm is now going to follow the Rise. Deadly Flourish means that he has to stand in the Storm and will just die. D+ are going to look for an Infernal first, though. As, okay, Lahen's going to find the Tempered Fate, and he's also then going to find Lucid. I don't think he really wanted to, as Sponge going to have to flip out of there, and will do so. Now Showmaker on a flank angle. And yeah, Sponge going to have to flip out of that as well. At least he's able to do so, as the curtains have been called as well. Kind of under the floor here in
this
the
time
base.
Oh boy.
It's not feeling fantastic. There is now an Infernal Soul as Smash gets ulted by Sponge, but we've seen how this one goes. Still, Smash takes a fair bit of damage, and down to the GA goes the Jarvan. Shio on protection mode though, and the Cataclysm from Lucy gets a couple of knockups. Massive Arcane Storm is the result, as now, yeah, Showmaker is just going nuts. Diablo able to outrange the curtain call there, as Scout is in a red pit just pretending to be a Brambleback, as Korea is ushering him around his jungle.
Look at Smash is just trying to end the game, by the way, during
Diablo might be able to kill Korea here, but the Mystic Shot is going to be avoided, and Showmaker just blows him up. It could have been like a close fight where they were hit by a potato, but this time it does feel like they're getting hit by a patio.
Yeah, I think they're the potato getting smashed by a patio.
Well, Sponge is going to go in there looking for Showmaker, but the Tempered Fate going to save him again. Lahen's, stop it! He is able to go down finally as Lucid goes in, but I don't think he's getting out this time. It's a double kill for Smash though, make it a triple as give him the quadra because it's Jin. He only wants to get 4 as Kingin could be the pentakill, but no Smash, no! Your Jin, it needs to be 4 kills, no! Oh, and there it is, the pentakill to ruin the vibes of the Jin, but to make D+ take us to a game number 2.
And he sends the shot from his curtain call into the Nexus as a final ceremony here, as he's got a grin on his face as the Nexus will fall here.
Look at Showmaker as well, having an absolute giggle after that one.
30 long, painful moments here for Gnome Shin Red Force.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.